What's going on, people? Remember these? This is the Nike Air Zoom Pegasus 41 in the Light Orewood Brown colorway, right? So I did a very long review of these not too long ago, right? That's where, remember this big check in the background? Yeah. So I did that whole thing. I get that a lot of people aren't trying to watch all that. It makes sense. Also, since this is a running shoe and that didn't really cover a lot of the performance part of it, it's not necessarily like a waste of your time, but maybe not the best use of it either. So that's why I'm doing this. Now, real quick, just like I say in all the other ones, I'm not like some big athlete that's going out here trying to hit new goals and all this stuff all the time. No, I'm just like an average guy. I go out, I do some running here and there, right? Largely just to stay in some sort of shape and balance out the fact that I eat a lot more chocolate chip cookies and Snickers than a grown man probably should. So that's where I'm coming from, right? So when I talk about these, it's kind of me coming off as like more of like the casual sort of runner, not like anything super in depth. So just know that going into this, right? But either way, so I picked these up. Well, I got these for free, as you saw, maybe. And I have been into the Pegasus line, at least far as the trail shoes. Big fan of the Trail 5s, right? So that's been pretty good. But this was my first time trying out an actual just standard running shoe. And I gotta say, like, my first impressions were pretty solid. And going out with them, like the first day out, yeah, it was kind of like a weird start in the first few minutes or something like that. But I think I did 4.5-ish, maybe 5 that first day. After like being out there for like 5 to 10 minutes or something, like then they started to feel a little bit better, kind of a break-in sort of period. And after that, like I was really into them. Like they felt really nice. The upper is really good, and since then I've been out in these over the last 2 weeks a handful of times, put in just over 40 miles in these, and I like them a lot. Right now, I'm not saying that they're going to replace any of my current favorites or anything like that, but having worn these a little bit, like it's definitely something that I would consider. Right, the price point's good. I think it's like 160 maybe. Color selection could be better, but hey, it is what it is. But as far as like just feeling these and all that stuff, what I like about them is that in the foam here, the React X, it's not super plush or super bouncy like the Nova Blast and stuff. Kind of why I like the more stable type shoes. These kind of have that, but it's like a stiff sort of cushion to it. So hopefully that makes some sort of sense or whatever. The upper, nice, light, breathable, feels really good on your foot, like kind of plush in the front. So all in all, even though like the Pegasus 41 here, like I said, it isn't going to be like my new favorite running shoe or anything like that, it's definitely one that I would consider. Like if I'm going out for, I've done 2.5 to 3 mile routes. I've done a couple 10-mile routes, and these have worked out well across the board, right? My feet have felt great in them, and I'm not trying to oversell it. I'm just saying that this is a thing that's working out pretty well. So if you're like me and you were kind of curious about the Pegasus line, because maybe you just never tried it or never really thought much of it, I'm not trying to sway you into like saying you need to buy a pair, but it is something worth thinking about because they've been working out pretty well for me. So if you happen to see a color that you like, go ahead and give them a shot. But I will also say this, like again, with the trail shoes, they are my favorite trail runners, and this is like a Gore-Tex pair of the same thing. But yeah, so for that, I've definitely vouched for them. And for the standard running pair, head on over to the store, try them on, walk them around a little bit, see what you think. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, wherever you are. That's enough out of me.